Hello and welcome back to Kendo Nagasaki 101, the channel where you can find out all about the mystical and spiritual work of Kendo Nagasaki, the masked wrestler and mystic. My name is Atlantis and I'm the current spokesperson for Kendo. Okay, we're picking up from the video in which Yogensha has come from losing his left index finger to deciding to train in catch wrestling, and that as he approached the 5th anniversary of his mystical association with Kenshiro Abe, a new spiritual current seems to be struggling to express itself. Yogensha had now been training at Riley's gym for some time, and he was becoming extremely competent at catch wrestling, so much so that history began to repeat itself. In training, Yogensha got supreme expert catch wrestler Billy Robinson into a submission hold, something which a new wrestler of his short experience should never have been able to do. Robinson was so surprised that he yelled out, "No!" Now Yogensha did show his inexperience. He let go. Robinson was furious with him. He roared, "When I said no, I meant that I shouldn't have let you do that. I didn't mean for you to let go. You should have let me try to fight my way out of the hold. Never let go. Never, never let go." And, can you guess what happened? Yogensha never let anyone out of a hold ever again, until he was ready to. Everything was beginning to come together once again, as it had done previously in judo, for Yogensha to consider his career debut in wrestling. He had so much going for him, even more this time than the last time for judo, as, in addition to his judo skills, his raw strength, his extreme speed, and his ability to always know precisely where his extremities were in space, even when he was upside down and flying through the air, Yogensha was now an excellent catch wrestler. He seemed to have everything he needed, but his intuitive self knew that something remained missing. Yogensha began to feel once again that destiny was pulling him, but it was different this time. Previously, he thought he was being drawn towards a career as a judoka, but he was beginning to see that all that experience, including losing his finger, refinding himself, and training in catch wrestling, was all part of a greater continuum which was leading to something greater than he had ever imagined, and it was going to manifest itself soon. So, he need never have despaired, need never have grieved for an apparently lost future. Older and wiser, Yogensha began to see that he'd always had a definite destiny, and that it would be important. Yogensha came to realize that the missing element in his life was trying to express itself in his deep meditations, so he decided to let it speak to him. As he was coming out of meditation one day, Yogensha slowed the process and hovered on the cusp of full consciousness, and in that moment he realized that in his awareness were two things: an image of the Kendo helmet grill and a word, Nagasaki. As he was still half connected to the universe beyond his own intuition, Yogensha could tell that the word Nagasaki represented a great deal. He saw that the image of the Kendo helmet grill symbolized a spirit who called himself Nagasaki after the family he'd been a part of, and that the family itself represented everything that was best about the samurai. Over a period of several weeks, based on his recollections of him in his previous lives, Yogensha became able to visualize Nagasaki in a physical form, and he felt again something he also recognized from his glimpses into his previous lives with this spirit, a sense of shared destiny. From then on, Yogensha knew that he and Nagasaki would have a very close bond in this life. It was during both combat and healing that Yogensha found that Nagasaki was most clearly present in his awareness. He found that the nature of their relationship was to be that he would articulate the Nagasaki spirit. Nagasaki used Yogensha's physical self and all his skills to express himself. While this might seem like a considerable sacrifice to make, Yogensha had no difficulty with this role. He recognized Nagasaki from his past lives. He recalled that they had always acted in pursuit of the most enlightened outcome, and he was ready to resume that work in this life. The only difference was that the Nagasaki spirit was not a physical being this time, so he needed Yogensha's service as his channel. Nagasaki expressed himself with ever greater ease through Yogensha, and it was reassuring that they always seemed to be in agreement. Yogensha felt increasingly confident in his role as the channel for Nagasaki's power, and he was most gratified that this helped him to both heal and fight with ever greater skill. And how did Abe react to all this? With his usual taciturn calm. It was as if Abe knew all this was going to happen all along, but he just decided not to bring it up. Yogensha was a little surprised that Abe would operate on such an obscure and yet incredible level and still remain so calm and apparently detached, but when he thought about it again, he knew he shouldn't have been. There were depths to Abe that no one could even guess at. Well, once again, I'm afraid my time is up for this video, so please do come back and hear some more about the great Kendo Nagasaki. Thank you for watching. I'm Atlantis, and I hope to see you all again very soon. So, as Kendo would say, onwards. Bye-bye.